that you've titled Rococo?
This piece was made just after the current president took office, and I was alarmed by the amount of division between different sides in the country, and I felt like, it was somehow kind of a parallel between what was happening in France in the 1700s, where there was, a percentage of the population that was very, very wealthy, and then there were a percentage of the population that was very, very poor. And so I kind of thought about that as a metaphor for what was going on today. And so I kind of thought about the transferware plates where there's like a colonial scene or, something that pertains to that era, with figures on a field there, and putting that kind of like visually into that space. But I wanted to make the piece about kind of the haves and the have-nots, drawing that parallel to earlier times. And if you notice, I wrote the word xenophobia along the side, because I feel like that is also the separation between the haves and have-nots in this country. And I imagine the people on the fringes as being less powerful, children-like. And if you notice, everything on the outside is screaming about what's going on the inside. And so it was kind of a more political piece, but one that I felt was speaking to me at the time about the way that our world was then. And hopefully we'll get to a better space.
Yeah. Well, and I love that it's so packed with stuff. There's so many things to look at. And I also appreciate how a lot of your shapes and designs can be kind of up to interpretation. Because I know when we talked about this before, when I looked at it, it felt like their mouths were open, kind of trying to get sustenance, not so much yelling, but open, trying to take something in.
To take the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was doing that, but I see that too now. I was thinking about it differently, but I love that it's open to different interpretation. But yeah, I like that too.
Well, and one interesting thing as we're sitting here talking about it, we're looking at a printed copy that is on the table between us. And if you look at it upside down, the center almost reads as a sugar skull. You'll have to take a look when we get done.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.